Self-discovery is a deep and multifaceted journey, a constant exploration into the most hidden corners of our existence. It's not simply about knowing ourselves in a superficial sense, but about delving into the more complex layers of our psyche, revealing truths that have been hidden, sometimes even from our own eyes. In essence, self-discovery is an act of courage. It's a conscious decision to venture into unexplored territories of our being, where our beliefs, fears, and most intimate desires reside. This process is not linear. It is more of a cycle of advances and setbacks, of discoveries and confrontations with the unknown. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to look outward, to define ourselves by what we do, by our relationships, by our possessions. But true self-discovery demands that we look inward, question what we take for granted, and dismantle the narratives we've built about who we are. Memory is one of the most powerful tools in the process of self-discovery. Every experience we live leaves a mark on our psyche, shaping the way we see ourselves and the world. However, memory is not an objective record. It is selective, subjective, and often distorted by our emotions and perceptions. In our journey of self-knowledge, it is vital to review and recontextualize our memories. Often, memories of the past may be tinged with pain, regret, or nostalgia, and it is through conscious reflection that we can transform these memories into sources of wisdom and growth. Experience, on the other hand, acts as a mirror that reflects the hidden truths of our nature. Through our interactions, decisions, and challenges, we confront aspects of ourselves that may have been dormant or repressed. Every experience, no matter how small, contributes to the mosaic of our identity and offers us clues about who we really are. Although self-discovery is a deeply personal process, it doesn't occur in a vacuum. We are constantly influenced by our environment and the society in which we live. Cultural expectations, social norms, and family dynamics play a crucial role in shaping our identity. Often, we adopt beliefs and behaviors that aren't truly ours, but have been imposed by the environment around us. Part of self-discovery involves shedding these external influences and distinguishing between what is authentic to us and what has been acquired. It's important to recognize how society shapes us, not to completely reject its influence, but to be aware of it and make decisions that are more aligned with our true nature. In doing so, we empower ourselves to live more authentically, creating a balance between our individuality and external demands. The body and mind are intrinsically connected in the process of self-discovery. Often, our body stores emotions and experiences that our conscious mind has forgotten or repressed. Tensions, pains, and illnesses can often be physical manifestations of unresolved internal conflicts. Listening to our body is an essential part of self-knowledge. Through practices such as meditation, yoga, or simple conscious observation, we can learn to interpret the signals our body sends us and discover hidden aspects of our being. Self-discovery, then, is not just a mental or emotional process. It is also a bodily exploration. By tuning into our body, we open ourselves to a more holistic understanding of ourselves, integrating mind, body, and spirit into a coherent whole. Dreams are a gateway to the unconscious, a way to access parts of ourselves that don't reveal themselves during waking hours. In the dream world, the barriers between the conscious and the unconscious blur, allowing us to explore our deepest emotions, fears, and desires. Throughout history, dreams have been considered messages from the divine or reflections of our inner state. In the process of self-discovery, paying attention to our dreams can offer us valuable insights into our psyche. The symbols and narratives that appear in our dreams often reflect internal conflicts, unmet aspirations, or aspects of our personality that need to be integrated. Interpreting dreams is not an exact science. It requires introspection, sensitivity, and often the support of techniques or guides that help us unravel their meaning. However, by doing so, we can access a deeper level of self-knowledge, connecting with our more instinctive and primal nature. Self-discovery is closely linked to the search for purpose and meaning in life. Ultimately, knowing who we are allows us to answer the fundamental question: why are we here? This question, which has tormented philosophers and seekers of all ages, is central to our existence. Purpose is not something that is found externally. It's not about fulfilling a role predetermined by society or achieving material goals. It's an internal calling, an impulse that arises from the deepest part of our being and guides us toward a full and authentic life. Discovering our purpose can be a long and sometimes frustrating process. It requires patience, self-knowledge, and above all, the willingness to listen to our inner being. By connecting with our purpose, we align ourselves with our true nature, and every action we take becomes an expression of who we truly are. Self-discovery is a journey without an end. It's not a destination to be reached, but a continuous process of evolution and growth. Throughout our lives, we are in constant transformation, adapting to new experiences, challenges, and circumstances. Every stage of our life offers us a new opportunity to rediscover ourselves, to deepen our understanding of who we are, and to redefine what it means to be authentic. As we age, our priorities change, and with them, our perception of ourselves. This endless cycle of discovery and rediscovery is what keeps us moving, what drives us to keep exploring the vastness of our psyche. Self-discovery is, ultimately, an act of self-love. It's a commitment to ourselves to live authentically, honestly, and fully. It's a constant reminder that although the journey may be long and challenging, every step we take brings us closer to the truth of who we are. In a world that moves at a dizzying pace, where information and distractions constantly bombard us, silent introspection becomes an essential practice for self-discovery. This type of introspection is not simply thinking about ourselves. It's a deliberate act of disconnecting from external noise to listen to the inner voice that is often drowned out. Silence allows us to access a state of deep reflection, where we can examine our thoughts and emotions without the interference of the outside world. It is in these moments of stillness that the most subtle truths can emerge, revealing aspects of our identity that we may not have noticed before. Silent introspection is also a way to establish a more intimate relationship with ourselves. By dedicating time to be alone and in silence, we cultivate a deeper connection with our essence, allowing us to live more aligned with our true self. This process of self-knowledge is continuous and enriched every time we allow ourselves to stop and listen to what our inner self has to say. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, an exposure that leaves us open to pain and judgment. However, in the context of self-discovery, vulnerability becomes an inexhaustible source of wisdom and strength. By allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we open ourselves to the possibility of seeing ourselves more honestly and authentically. Being vulnerable means accepting that we are not perfect, that we have wounds, fears, and insecurities. But it is precisely through this acceptance that we can begin to heal and grow. By acknowledging our own fragilities, we become more human, more connected with our internal reality. Vulnerability also allows us to connect more deeply with others. By sharing our struggles and fears, we create a space of empathy and mutual understanding, where self-knowledge is not a solitary journey, but a shared experience. This human interconnectedness enriches us, broadening our understanding of ourselves and others, and strengthening the fabric of our relationships and our identity. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. See you next time.